Good evening, our cherished viewers. You are welcome to the first edition of the Legal Clinic. My name is Ifeoma Sofoku, and I'll be your host for today. For our guest lecturer or our visiting counsel, he is our distinguished guest, and he dons the metaphorical tank wig of justice, a symbol of eloquence, advocacy, and unrelenting commitment to the principles of equity and the rule of law. It is our earnest hope that in the fullness of time, he will be adorned with a full bottom wig, the venerable emblem of judicial authority, to fortify the defense of fundamental human rights and the impartial dispensation of justice. Our guest lecturer today comments his formative academic journey with distinction. He began with his Bachelor of Science in General Agric with major courses in biotechnology and biochemistry. He pursued his LLB in the eminent jurisdiction of Queensland, specifically the University of London, culminating in his formal call to the bar under the auspices of the General Legal Council. He is also a member of the Ghana Bar Association. He possesses a Master of Philosophy in Human Rights from the University of Education, Winneba. He is a private legal practitioner with Dubik and Associates. He is also a lecturer at the Faculty of Law, Zenith University. The forensic gown he now wears is no ordinary vestment. It is an insignia of learned status and legal erudition, one that no artisan nor courier could dare replicate, for it is conferred not by thread and needle, but by years of legal rigor, ethical probity, and professional excellence. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a great honor that I present to you none other than Counsel Mohammed Mutari Aliwi Esquire, a custodian of jurisprudence and a rising luminary in the legal fraternity. Counsel, you are welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for the introduction. I'm overwhelmed and I'm so grateful. I pray that Legal Clinic becomes one of the best channels for legal education in Ghana and even beyond.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming as well.
Thank
So
you.
without much ado, I'll just go straight forward to the questions in order to save time. So the first question I would like to find out for you is, there's so much fuss about the law, about LLB. So what makes this law such a powerful force in shaping society? And why is it that so many people feel called to study or practice law?
Thank you for the question. And I am of the strong view that every individual must have some level of legal education, whether we like it or not, whether we like it or yes. Legal education is one of the, if not the foremost, the most foremost of any profession that any human being must study or must be a part of. And I'm saying this because in Ghana, for example, we are more religious than a lot of people in the world.
That's right.
And we have Christians, we have Muslims, we also have traditionalists. Every religion, be it traditional, Islam, or Christianity, is centered on law. There are two main schools of thought that talk about law. One is the natural law school of thought. The second is the positivist school of thought. These two things, when you study jurisprudence and go deeper, you get to understand them. Briefly, for natural law, their view is that law must approximate to a higher source. That is, there is a source of the law which is higher than any law that we are going to talk about. So any law that human being put in place must conform to the law which is higher. And that higher law is the natural law. Law from God Almighty. So if you read the Quran, the laws over there are from God Almighty. If you read the Bible, the laws are from Almighty. Even if you go to the shrine, before the traditionalist pours libation, he or she does some incantations. And if you listen to it properly and understand what they are saying, they are just submitting to a higher being before asking the higher being to do something for them. So much as there's a higher being, and every law, according to natural school of thought, must emanate from the higher being, then every individual, so once you are created by the higher being, you must submit to that law. That is why I'm saying every human being must have some level of education in law. For the positivist school of thought, they are saying that law is only what has been posited, written down. Okay, let's agree with them that law is what is posited. But even if it is posited and it does not conform with the law God has ordained, the natural law school of thought is of the view that that law is a bad law. For example, we live in Ghana. Recently, there is a review in our laws about unnatural carnal knowledge. You see, God in his wisdom has made decide that when a man and a woman get married, there is something called sex, and the sex must be done naturally. So when positivist school of thought failed to provide for why it should not be done naturally, there is a review now which has resulted back to natural school of thought. So in effect, even positivists, when they say law is what has been posited, that law must what? Conform to whatever natural school of thought is talking about, which is the law from God. So everybody must learn something about the law. That is why law has become the order of the day.
Okay,
Sure.
Council, thank you very much.
Yeah.
So I want to know, with your advice about everyone studying the law, should it really be about your passion for justice or any other means for studying the law? So let's say, for instance, I'm in law school, but I want to study the law because of the aura around lawyers. Should it be about that or justice? What are the elements that come into play here?
Okay. Thank you for the second part. Studying law is not about the aura around the law.
Okay.
It should be for the sake of ensuring justice is meted out. Whether you make the name or make the money, just ensure justice is meted out. That is why I think we should study law. If it's about the aura around it, I think that there are professions which you can look at. For example, even movie industry, this celebrity and co, they have this kind of aura more than even lawyers. So if a lawyer will want to study law, a human being want to study law because of the aura around the law, then you don't go there. Better find yourself in the movie industry. But studying law is for justice. That is why God is the source of the law.
Okay. So what I'm picking from this is that underlying reason for studying law to my viewers, it should be about justice. Don't follow me. It shouldn't be about the aura and the law expire. Please, council is advising that we do the law because we want justice to be meted out.
You see, one more reason why I think justice is first is that when you study law with that intention to ensure that the right thing is done, the aura and the money will follow you. But if you come in because you want the aura and the money, the law will leave you. There are some people who never thought they become lawyers. But because of the way their life was when they were young, as they grow, whether there's money in the family or not, God will channel them to get in so that they ensure justice is meted out.
Okay, so in studying law, how does it change the way a person thinks and then sees society and interacts with everyday issues?